Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Coming to you from the darkness of the internet with slightly more energy this week. You have myself, Jack, Matt, and Alex, and maybe eventually Rocco. Yeah. Something stirs in the dark crypts. Something emerges. It's a fulcrum of bone-shaped oddities.
In other words,
So I hear, Alex.
We're all boned.
Oh, yeah.
It is, it's going to be quite the spooky show.
Indeed.
Exactly. It was not just a Halloween celebration. It's a celebration. All the things that make up Halloween, aka the Ossiarch Bone Reapers, and our man Alex's victory lap with a pretty good little GT run. I don't want to bear lead too much, but I think this is going to be the heart and soul of today's show.
Yep. Punched my golden ticket this year for this year's WCW. So I again will be representing the beautiful country of Mexico in Barcelona, Spain.
Excellent.
Exciting. And hopefully with this brand new OBR book that we are about to go over, because boy howdy, I'll tell you what, I might be one of the only positive people out there on the internet about. Well, we're few and far between, but this book is all gas.
Yep.
And I'm sorry to anyone out there who read this book or just gonna shit in the comment section saying this book is bad and we don't know what we're talking about, but it is a very, very good book. And I am very happy to be changing from Index.
Yeah, I got a chance to look at it earlier, and yeah, I don't know where the internet's opinion is coming from, but it sure sounds like it's coming out from their asses and not their faces or their brains, because this book is terrifying, especially to my style of play. So
yeah, I think a lot of the negativity comes from people's natural fear of change and the uncomfort, like the lack of comfort they get when, like, oh, I want my unit that's always done this to always kind of act this way and be this way. It's like, okay, well, first off, I love change. I love being forced to constantly change things. That's one of my favorite things about Age of Sigmar is every month is essentially a brand new meta, whether it's a new book entering the meta, whether it's a battle scroll update, whether it's an FAQ. Every GT I go to is completely different, even if I'm playing something very similar. Mentally, you have to prepare differently.
It's the freshness, right? I mean, I'm totally on board with that. There's always something changing, and yeah, sometimes like how many cycles of books we're going to go through. But if it's not a book, it's an edition. If it's not an addition to the rule set, it's a battletome. If it's not a battletome, what's our battletome? So like a general's handbook, I meant to say, it's these little micro updates or like the Scourge of Goran things. It's kept the game very fun for me. Well, that sounds like.
Even like battle tactics and missions at GTs will go in and out of vogue,
Oh yeah.
Like, so like 100%. That'll change up too, right? So like you'll see a bunch of people that will move from one battle tactic to another because they get bored of playing that. And then, I know all the TOs know the whining of, I don't want to play that mission again, kind of thing that shows up. So yeah, it's like every single facet of Age of Sigmar changes like within, what were you saying, like a month?
Like
yeah. Pretty much
about a month.
So exactly.
Which
is nicely comes from different directions.
Yeah. And like even like lists changing, like you could see the mission pack, you're like, okay, scouting forces is really good on these missions, but next week I'm playing, 3 of the 5 missions are half board deployment, which is just dog for scouting forces. But if I'm playing, 12-inch Dawn of War, I'm great. So anyways, do you guys want to dive straight into the book and kind of go over
it? Let's do it. Let's dive into the Necropolis, Alex. I mean, you're a card writer.
Give me that scary goodness.
So I think first thing, we need to fully set the table. Everything you know about OBR is gone.
and I
this
love it.
army no longer is a dense army. You're no longer playing in bubbles. I can tell you this, having played OBR for the past year, I can tell you exactly what an 18-inch bubble looks like from playing Katakros so much. I can just look at the table and be like, okay, that's 18 inches. I don't even need to measure it. I just know what fully within 18 looks like.
Like it's like wired into you now, and so maybe you're saying like it's the base set, but the way the army operates, the way it plays, you're saying, folks, it's going to be totally different from
everything changes.
And totally different
Wide maps.
From play this last weekend, right? Because you were playing old book this last weekend. Okay.
Old book, yeah. Wide maps are now on the table. We can now play wide maps. We're no longer a bubble army. We have to worry about being next to our little wizards, being next to Katakros or in the vicinity of Katakros. Our core faction battle traits have just completely changed, which is fantastic. Also, as we'll learn in the book, save stacking from this army is gone. Completely
which gone. I love. It's needed.
It's healthy for the game.
Yeah.
It's incredibly healthy for a game.
I'm happy to see that too, because it did kind of create predictable play. But the stuff is still called Relentless Discipline, right? So Relentless Discipline with a different name. Okay.
Yeah. In addition to that, almost every single unit in the entire army, give or take a few, lost crit 2 hits. So one of the core things about the army is just gone. Almost all of it is gone.
Which I'm going to say fits the lore better, to be 100% honest. The fact that you have these hyper elite things that need crit 2 hits to strike, and get their damage out when they should be elite and be able to do like singular killing blows because they're so good, right? Yeah. It really helps with the lore for me, at the very least. I can see why people are upset about that. But again, I don't really care.
There's a lot of subtle, little changes we're going to find out about.
The army's still a giant bully. It's still the biggest bully on the block.
Yeah.
Well, that's I think what's going to be really fun for everyone in this episode is how the bully you knew is now still a bully, but with some different stripes. I mean,
it's a bully with a little bit of thought put into it. Finally, not to degrade all the OBR players. Not saying that.
I will say this. I think this army is going to have a very large skill gap. I think we're going to see a lot of 1 and 4 and 2 and 3 players. And then a small few of 5-0s and 4-1 players.
That's interesting. And you felt before was a bit of a tighter band because it
was very forgiving. Safe stacking is very forgiving.
Yeah. So those 1-4s, those 2-3s, these were the 3-2 players of before. You'd say maybe you were showing up. Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of the smaller things are the nuances are changing. So it's really knowing and having a full grasp of the entire meta, the entire map, the tactics, your army, your opponent's army, the small little tricks you can do. It's going to change so much. I will probably say, and I know a couple other top players I talked to agree with me, this might be the biggest skill gap army in the entire book. This and the new Zinch.
Well, that's really interesting when you put it that way. So I guess obviously we'll get all into it, but if you had to elevator pitch why the skill gap is so big, especially with these changes, what would you say? What's the biggest call out?
Normally you would have 2 or 3 options of things you could do in your phases. Now you have 10.
Too many choices, ways to make the wrong choice.
Yeah, way too many choices. You are limited on your resources is more limited. And it's knowing when to go, knowing when not to go, doing the math in your head. It's okay, what's average, what's not average.
Knowing when to double down, I think on this army is huge now. And I think that's because of the way that the RDP works now, which I don't know if you guys want to walk through it. I don't think.
Yeah, let's start with. So I'm gonna full on preface this as someone who's played a lot of 4th edition OBR since last year. I did not play any OBR in 3rd edition or 2nd edition when they came out. So I can't fully speak to what they were. I've been told this is very similar to the old Relentless Discipline points. So
just as an aside before we get into that, the old OBR were so bad, like second edition OBR were so bad that we got like one of the first immediate patches to the game to nerf them. It was like one of the first times that it happened when Games Workshop was just moving into this more like, oh crap, we're making rules that people hate. And while it did kind of feel like this, there's nothing that was more undercosted, and I don't know, people from second edition that played against OBR have like OBR PTSD from going up against them. They were so bad.
I've been told horror stories.
Yeah. As a Beast of Chaos player in second edition, there was no greater horror story than running into OBR and knowing that even with all your Ren stacking, there was nothing you could do.
I can second that. For like the distant memories of that time, there was definitely some moments where it felt like an immovable wall if I just kill you.
And
that's kind of what it was. The indexes, the fourth edition index was.
Yeah. And that's where it was starting to feel like, oh God, I really hope they fix this army, because like you had answers for it, but the only answer was you got to make sure that if he gets to the middle of the table, you pick a unit apart and that unit goes away, and then the next unit has to go away, and then the next unit has to go away. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you're going to lose the game against a skilled OBR player, right?
Yep.
This
I don't think it's too far off from that still.
This book does not feel as much like that to me, because now you have reach as an OBR player, which is huge. It's not something that they had in droves, which they can now if they really want to play into it. That to me makes this book probably the most terrifying book I've seen released. Not in, oh my God, this is going to stomp people, but this is, for a top table player, probably one of the strongest books you can ever play.
I'll agree with it. And I will say this too. I do think this army will be better in teams than it is in singles.
I can see that, yeah.
Because it can flex into so many. It can flex into attacker. It can flex into defender. So let's start with the battle traits. So the start of every battle round. So after we determine who's taking priority, we pick a character. Every character now has a RDP number assigned to him. Mm-hmm. So you start with Papa Katakros at 10, and then you go to the Xanthos and the Liege Mortek, and you hit at 7. Right after that, you have the Liege Cavalos on War Chariot, the new chariot character, at 6.
So cool, by the way. I love the way that model looks.
Fucking amazing models. And then we have the Liege Mortek, new Liege Mortek guy on foot at 5. And then we are looking at 3 or 2 for every other character. Mm-hmm. So all the little basically all the foot wizards are at 2. Nagash is at 3. And we have Arkhan, who's at 3. Xanthos and the Liege horse characters are at 7. So that generation starts at the beginning of the battle round. And
you
then
get some
we
points
have,
based on those.
Okay. We get points, yeah. There's one way in the entire book we can generate more points throughout the turns. It's very weird and obscure. You won't really see it much. So understand that this resource is limited. You can't just willy-nilly do everything.
And is it cumulative, Alex, or is it like just you pick the highest one?
No, every turn it resets.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, it's not cumulative. You pick one character and they generate that much. So it's just
so you could have like 15 characters, but really just the best general generates his points, which is I think a key distinction is for the new people.
Your ceiling is 10. Most of the time you'll see 7 or 5, I will say. Which is fine, most Relentless Discipline abilities in the book cost 1 base point.
Yep.
They cost double points if the unit is reinforced. So we're going to see a lot of more MSU style builds because the stuff is limited.
That is really interesting, actually.
Yeah.
I'm here for it, honestly, because there's been multiple editions where just spamming one unit wins you a game with OBR. Specifically the last not battletome, but the cards, and then third and second, you just spam a unit, you win the game. That's not as helpful anymore, which is such a good balance. They really nailed it, I think, on that.
So let's go over. There's 5 base relentless discipline abilities. Now, a big thing about the relentless discipline abilities, as opposed to the passive auras we had, they're board wide. You do not need to be within a certain range to do them. For the base ones, there are some in the book that you will need to be within an aura for. But the base ones are board wide. First off, I love that. Spread maps on the table. We don't have to worry about playing center-ish or center off center. Weird triangles, weird diamonds. We can, go off in the corner with something and still be fine. Everything's a harbinger now. Yeah. Which is cool.
So scary.
So the first one is all these are going to start with 1 if you're MSU or 2 if you are reinforced. So the first one is add 3 to the movement characteristic for the rest of the phase. This is in the move phase. That unit cannot use a run. So you can't run, but you're automatically getting +3 to your move. That's huge.
Yep.
So all these abilities too, you can only use once per phase. So 1 unit in the move phase, in your move phase, can get +3 to your move. It cannot run. So you have your Death Riders now moving 13 inches. You have your Archi moving 13 inches. You have your base guys moving 8 inches. Fantastic.
But of course, only 1 unit at a time. So not your Archi and your Death Riders, but
correct.
Choose the one.
Yeah. But now let's go to the other move phase one. So the other one is retreat and charge. So, and there's, again, it's 1 for MSU, 2 for more. So now you can have your unit of Death Riders in this side of the table, retreat and charge, and then your other unit using the other one over here to go tag an objective in the corner. That's awesome. You can do both the move phase abilities in the same phase.
Yeah, and just so we can remember, there is no cap on a unit taking RDP, is there?
So a unit cannot receive more than 1 RDP in the same phase. So this is, it will make a little sense. So it's mostly for the move phase ones. There are some other ones that will come up as we go through the characters. Mm-hmm. Some of the characters have special combat phase ones, which do play and do matter, mm-hmm. Which are going to be very relevant. But the move phase ones, fantastic. Both of them have a lot of play. Retreat and charge is very good. Flat +3 move is very good, and you can still charge. Ultimate toolbox right there. Movement wins games.
It is.
Now we gained a really cool shooting phase one. So you can do this in the shooting phase. So it's once per turn shooting phase. You can also do this in counter shooting. For those of you who live under a rock, we got Mortec Archers, which are a really cool unit. They provide the army a lot of utility. So the base one for this is 1 RDP if they're MSU, 2 if they're not. The unit gets subtract 1 for ward rolls against damage inflicted by the shooting attack. So we're already starting the game off early. We're ward stripping early.
Yep.
Just even having the ward strip is like, oh.
Yeah. And we'll spoil it now. Death Streaker 12-inch ward, -1 ward is still in the game. So you can get up to -2 ward.
Yep.
And it stacks.
So,
it's not capped at -1.
It stacks.
It stacks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it stacks.
That's so rough.
Yeah, it's
Sorry,
spicy.
people who started building off of our Nurgle review. Just be aware. Just be aware.
Oh, this book is very good against Nurgle.
Yeah.
I did not like indexing against Nurgle, but this one's very good against Nurgle. And then we go to our basic combat phase 1. Again, 1 for MSU, 2 for 1. Add 1 to wound for the fight phase. Solid. Can't complain. Our other combat phase ability that we had, which was +1 to ward save, completely changed. So now we can do it in any phase as a reaction to being the target of an attack. So again, it's 1 for MSU, 2 for more. You can just give yourself a 5 ward against an attack.
Yep.
Anytime. But a unit can only receive that once per phase. So you can't take the 5 aboard against every single attack. Like if your god character is getting targeted, sorry, bud.
Now, for the minutia rules lawyers, an attack would be an attack. So like let's say Tzeentch's Firestorm or whatever spell we want to throw out there would actually not be applicable to this, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Spells are not, you do this in response to a spell.
So there you go, people who are getting terrified with me. There you go.
Yeah.
There's one thing for you. This will also work on rampages and anything else. So just remember that in the back of your head.
You've just given them the edge, Matt. So they're going to cut that bone.
No, it's just me going every time a new OBR book comes out, it's the only book that I get laser focused on because it redefines the entire freaking meta. So sorry, go ahead.
Those are our basic battle traits. I think they're good. They're different. It's a lot of pick and choose. It's no longer just, I'm going to do this and there's nothing you can do about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can still do that to a certain degree, but it's just a little different. Personally, I think that being able to retreat and charge and bonus move is better than pretty much anything. I know we lost the charge phase of stuff, like anti-charge is gone, +1 to charge is gone, but the other stuff, I think it's solid.
Yeah,
it sounds really good, but I'm really there with what you were saying earlier in terms of the skill gap, because you literally have your 10 points and a million different little potentially impactful things to do, which are punishing you to use and reinforce units. Those resources are going to run out quickly, because I think you said 10 is really the cap, right? So really it's more like 6 or 7.
I think most armies will be 7 for the first few turns. I also think a lot of games I played with OBR, you found that you were doing the 5 aboard or the +1 to wound or the anti-charge things, but a lot of times it really was only impactful on like 1, maybe 2 units.
Mm-hmm.
How much of a difference is that with the RDP? Like, it's not.
I mean, and ultimately you have other ways of making that happen too in the book to a certain degree.
Yeah.
But like this is, it super flashy shit doesn't win you games. It's like the ability to react to a situation at the right time with the right tools, right? And that just this gets OBR back to being able to be a reactively, how can I say it? Just a very reactive army based on the situation that you're in, but also like you can, when you push the gas with these rules, like you can absolutely dominate somebody.
I think the big thing which a lot of people are getting hung up on is, yes, they are strictly worse than what they were. We all know that. But we are also no longer playing in 12-inch bubbles.
Yep. Yeah.
It's a good shout, right? It's a flexibility. You had a limited flexibility before, but when you were within your bubbles, you dominated your speed and mallet. Being able to go outside of them is interesting.
So let's go to our battle formations. We got all the current battle formations we have are gone. This is the first book with 4. I think all 4 of them are brand new. Maybe the Zinch book.
Yeah, Zinch book. Zinch book doesn't even have that many. I guess I think that's okay.
I think the new one. I'm probably misspeaking on that. So sorry. This is all 4 brand new in this book. But they all kind of, most of them have play. They're a little different. So the first one is called Border Guards. It is a passive. So the effect is melee weapons for friendly Ossiarch Bone Reaper units have anti-charge rend 1 while wholly within neutral territory or wholly within 6 inches of both enemy and friendly territory.
Which
is your anti-charge.
Yeah, and it's kind of a bog standard thing too. It's not overpowering. It's not something that your entire army is going to rely on. Your core
It's not fantastic.
So good now.
It's not broken. It's not bad. It's not great. I think it's fine to take if you want to take it. In the current mission pack, it's okay. It could get better with going to our next GHB this summer.
Yep.
That'll be determined. Our next one is the Inevitable Empire. Has a once per turn army, your hero phase, so just your turn. You pick an enemy unit to be the target, roll a dice on a 3-up till the start of your next turn. The max control score for that unit, while it's in neutral territory or your territory, is 1.
Which, that one seems so scary to me.
It's could be good if Gargants come back and they're just trampling in you.
It is based on a 3.
Yeah.
But like it is. Go ahead.
To me, it's good when it happens, but if I have to check 2 boxes, I'm questioning. It's my normal. If 2 things have to happen, I'm questioning it. I don't want to have A and B for potential C.
For me, it's just anytime I have to roll a dice. Anytime I have to roll a dice for like and I think we talked about this in both the Zinch and the Nurgle book, but anytime I have to roll a dice for a battle formation, I'm probably not going to worry about it unless it's a charge bonus dice, right? So,
yeah. The third one is Ruthless Legions. So it's once per turn army, any combat phase, so either turn. Pick a friendly OBR unit that has charged this turn, roll a dice on 3-up. Including its companion weapons, have crit 2 hits for the rest of the turn. So here are your crit 2 hits back. Again, box 1, box 2. I don't want to have to check both boxes for my ability. It's not bad. Its upside is up here, but its medium is down here. I don't care for it. The last one, Remorseless Conquerors, I think is probably the best one in the book. Reaction to whenever you roll, declare a run ability for a friendly OBR unit, so either turn. Redeploy as a run ability. A lot of people forget this. Whenever you roll a 1 through 3 to determine the distance, you can change it to 4. So your run rolls are never worse than a 4. Fantastic. Movement, we always say movement wins games. So that's just like a big thing. I think this one's the best in the book, but don't forget we also have the 2 soggy ones. Still, I'm not sure they're going to live through an FAQ because they both give old style abilities from Index to the new book. So we can kind of go over those a little bit as we get closer to the units. Because those are definitely going to change a lot. These are all, I think, fine in its overall. Heroic traits, not bad, different. We lost our neg 12 or 12-inch neg 2 charge aura. May it rest in peace. The most brutalizing thing to, I will say, one of the best highs in the game is when someone fails their 3-inch charge because they rolled a 4, and then you Katakros snipe their reroll, and they're just sitting there. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, so good.
And that's a big hit when you want reliability, right? -2 charge or a chef's kiss, but yes, thank you.
I had that happen round 2 at my GT. Someone walked up with 6 soggy spike lancers, like right into my line on turn 1. Failed his 5-inch charge and just sat there, and I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna eat some bugs right now, and just killed them all. So yeah, these heroic traits are pretty good. First one is Manufacture the Mind. So once per battle, at the start of the battle round, you can pick a friendly OBR hero to be the target of immortal elite ability. You can pick a friendly OBR hero that has been destroyed. It is, we will get to immortal elite a little bit later. It is a kind of a weird little thing. Kind of, don't really care about this one. It's okay if you are worried about yeeting your horse character that has your 8 RDP. So Immortal Elite is the thing that generates, it's the name of the ability that generates RDP. So if you are worried about not playing passive with your character, this is the one's for you. If you're a newer player and just going to unga bunga your horse horde or chariot character, fine. Or you can just not lose your character.
Yeah, other choices could be made.
Yeah. Poor life decisions. Then our next one is Immaculate Defender. Ignore the first damage point allocated to each friendly OBR infantry unit while in the combat phase while they're wholly within 12. Fantastic. Yeah.
Good, reliable, no contingency to make it work. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolute gas. And then the last one, which I think is probably the best one, is called Imperious Will. So it's a reaction to you declare fight ability for a non-hero OBR units while wholly within 12 of this unit. The effect is you pick an enemy unit in combat with that hero, and then that did not charge. Roll D3 on a 2+, inflict that much mortal damage. This unit can be used more than once per phase. So if you have a bunch of units that did not charge that are in combat grinding with you, you can do like so your Mortec activate, you do bad D3. Your character activates, do bad D3. You can just like grind like 3 or 4 bad D3 against someone who's just charging a little castle bubble.
So I like that a lot.
Yeah, I think it's great. I'm a huge fan of that one. I normally I don't like when there's like just one you want to take, but that one is just light years better than all of them. But the other ones aren't. With that being said, the other ones aren't bad. They're all
which
good.
is not a bad place to be, right? Like it's fine if it's not like 1 amazing one and 2 like why would you ever choose this? It does nothing for you. If it's like 2 okay situational ones and like an amazing one, there's moments. There's like a build maybe.
Yeah.
We can go to the artifacts. The artifacts are all cool. Again, all brand new. The first one is passive, Shard of the Necros. It's just a passive buff. So effect is unmodified hit rolls that target this unit that are 1 through 4. And this unit did not charge in the same turn. All the attacks fail. Can't be hit on less than 5s.
Honestly, this is amazing right there.
So good.
Yeah.
It's so
this
good.
thing with the new little foot mortar guy. Oh,
yeah.
Yes. It's honestly just such a great mess with the odds and the way your opponent thinks about their unit kind of thing, because it'll always give you pause because like 5s are dicey just by their nature. It doesn't matter really. It's a huge way.
You guys played against the new Lady Olinder that like can't be hit and wounded on like 5s and 6s?
That's exactly what I was thinking of. I hate that so much. It's like you won't even bother. You won't even bother fighting unless you literally have to, because like it's such a bad choice. But then it lets them do their thing and participate in the battle.
I was still thinking the Skaven Assassin you know.
Oh yeah, same concept.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Scam Assassin, like, I mean, not to totally tangent, but I feel like it feels like a little more approachable to kill because you do land a 5 or 6. You're like, okay, good, you're 5 wounds and you're wearing the robes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's definitely not OBR, Lady O, or something like that.
This one's fantastic. Just great. Next one is Amulet of Genosis. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that wrong.
Yep,
Gnosis.
Again, Gnosis.
Gnosis.
Again, it's passive. The effect is no more damage is taken from friendly OBR units while by retreat abilities while they're wholly within 12. Fantastic. No longer have taken my D3 mortals. This is an option if you really want to start playing tactics like Attuned with the retreat and charge. It's probably going to save you like 10, 12 health a game if that's kind of what you want to do.
This is the one that I would take on my list, which we know would be all chariots and horses. This would be
Wouldn't be a bad army.
Yeah.
There is an army renowned for that. It's pretty sweet. Yeah. And then the last one, deployment phase, it's called Blade of Nadir, which I'm pretty sure is an item in Diablo 2.
Sounds like it. It's great staff of the whale, you know.
Yeah. The effect is pick one of the units. It's a deployment phase. So you pick one unit, pick one of this unit's non-companion melee weapons for the rest of the battle. Each time you make an unmodified wound roll of a 6 for a combat attack made by that melee weapon. Inflict D3 mortal damage on the targets after the attack of the fight has been resolved. So wounds have exploding D3 mortals. The other two are just so much better.
I feel like this is good if you want to run like a character that you know you're going to, like how Jack's lists work, where he's got one character that runs off and does his own thing. Like, you know, make a guy punch above his weight in certain situations. But yeah, the other two, just
they're good.
Being able to retreat.
I like the Blade of Nadir in the sense for if someone is doing like a narrative event and they want to do some cool thing with like, hey, like this is my character's like ancient weapon or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But cool.
I mean, as somebody who plays a lot of crit 6 armies for some reason, like to me, I know like the inevitability of when I want to get those 6s, I will only get 3s. I'll just hit, right? And that can get in your head as a player, you know?
Yeah, I can sympathize with that. I mean, when you have like the 6s after 6s or 6s after hits kind of situations, you just need crazy weight of dice to feel like there's any kind of reliability there. Like you want to be rolling in with like 30 or 40 attacks, knowing that you'll get a few. You don't want to be going in with like 5 or 6 hopefuls.
and going back to like your core fundamental view of these, Alex, like this is a two need thing, right? You have to roll a dice in order for it to happen, whereas the other 2 artifacts are just like, cool, done, one and done, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. I can see where some people are just going to go balls to the wall with it, but you know, teach their own.
I like the first 2 a lot. I mean, you have options. You're not going to see it. I don't think you're going to see the same thing every single time.
And
which is cool.
These fair.
And these like work in so many different situations too. So
yeah.
A lot of this is quietly additive, like it's a little incremental advantage. A little like, this will reliably
slowly building up to something big.
Yeah. Something terrifying.
We'll go over the big thing later, and it's big. We'll save that one for last. Let's go over the spell lore. The spell lore changed quite a bit. So while we lost crit 2 hits on everything, with our previous limited spell being crit hits going off on 5s, empowered nanite weapons now is still an unlimited spell, still goes off on 5s. Rest in peace, the +1 to cast sub-faction that's going off on 4s. Fantastic. So now you pick a friendly Bone Reaper Wizard to cast the spell. Then you pick a friendly OBR unit wholly within 12, no longer just within 12, to cast the spell. And then the effect is they gain crit 2 hits until the start of your next turn. Fantastic.
Yep.
It's on all of the target's non-companion weapons. If they already had crit 2 hits, their crit hits go off on 5s. Now, the units can be targeted by this ability multiple times. So
there you go. There you go. Because the second half of that spell, a little spicier.
I don't like the fact that it's wholly within 12. With everything changing, I'm not playing within bubbles anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of lost its allure.
I guess well, if you were taking that sub-faction, right, where you just like 3 up and you get like crit 2 hits, then it's easy to get the crit 5 hits. This or that.
It's easy to get. I will say this: you can build a decent list with like 10 casts in this army without Nagash.
Yeah.
Nice.
But then it's like, what am I casting or what am I hitting with? Kind of thing. It's weird. And
I could see this being like, if you did want to go old school, more tech guard and all that fun stuff, blobs, like, this works for that.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Mm.
Our next spell, we lost our Horde Breaker. I was never a really big fan of that spell. I mean, I've had it do great. I played KO at my GP this last weekend, and I had it kill 8 Arkanauts on one turn, which was kind of sweet. So suck it, Arcanaut. But so it's now called Immolating Flames. We pick a wizard to cast it. We pick a unit wholly within 12. Spell goes off on a 6. Until the start of your next turn, each time a model on the target is slain by a combat attack, you essentially do murder rolls of 5 to mortals back.
That's not bad. It's kind of fun, especially if you have a big Mortec guard block or something.
Yeah, not bad. And then we kept Drain Vitality for our last spell. One of the best spells we get.
Yeah.
Remain so. The range is still tough.
Full stop. No notes.
One of the most
spell's perfect.
Fucking frustrating spells to run into, especially when you don't have a way of stopping it.
Bet you're glad that one isn't wholly within, huh?
I will say this. The Soggy spell lore is here for the next few months. It will be taken 100% of the time. For people who don't know, the Soggy spell lore, all the spells go off on 5s. The first one is pick a unit, they ignore the first point of damage every phase until your next turn. The second one is unit wholly within 12. Everyone in the unit gets +1 attack. Huge.
Yep.
The last one is you pick a enemy unit with an 18 and a friendly unit wholly within 12. You do D3 damage, D3 mortals to them, and you return up to 3 health. So you can return a horse. Fantastic. Absolute gas. That spell lore is just cooked.
I keep forgetting that the horses are only 3.
Yeah. Our manifestations, they all go off on 6s, just like they did previously.
Mm-hmm.
Best manifestation lore in the entire game.
Yep.
I'll debate someone ad nauseum if they want to argue with me about that. It got better. Surprise. One of the most annoying spell lores in the game got better. The Nightmare Predator, same exact melee profile. It now has a caveat on its comeback ability. So now when it's destroyed or banished, and the unit was summoned on the battlefield, roll dice, add 1 to the roll if any models were slain by this manifestation's combat attacks this turn. So now it comes back on a 4. If it killed a single model, it comes back on a 3. It's still 7 health on a 5 up, 6 up, 6 attacks, 4s, 2s, rend 2 damage.
Yeah. Still a beat stick.
All gas.
Still good.
Sweet D, the big dumb bird, the soul stealer carrion, still 7 health, 5 up, 6 up. attack profiles the exact same, 6 attacks, 4s, 2s, rend 1, d3 damage. Now it's -10 to control if they're within 6, as opposed to -5.
Yeah.
Just one of the casual double of its effectiveness, but yeah, it's
what the shit? Just 10? Just 10?
Take all those 10 spot monsters. We're supposed to be just like, you have this objective, don't worry, down to 1. It's nice. It's nice.
It's painful. It's super painful.
But for people who like going into the control stuff, so you could like pick the sub faction to make something 1 control and then have this give minus control. You're controlling the objectives.
Yep, you're not hurting.
I just love, as sort of an aside to that point, how there's like little control shenanigans, then like the big brother throws control shenanigans out in the game now. It's like, ooh, -T3. And then there's like stuff like the whole Night Haunt book or this or some of the others where it's like, you just have no control and we're done. It's like, yeah, this is
the bird also now moves 10.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. And then everyone's least favorite manifestation of the Bone-tithe Shrieker is the exact same. Still 12-inch -1 ward, 4 attacks, 3s, 4s, rend 1, d3 damage, 4 shots, like, 4s, 3s, same thing. Shooting
I hate that thing so much.
Just being able to drop an aura of -1 ward so easily with so many casts is just must feel real good. Must feel real good.
It's brutality. It's brutality. The best kind.
You know, this is already like such a toolkit. Like I know we were kind of talking about it earlier, but there's like a little bit of a death by 1,000 cuts effect of this book where I can see someone reading through this and be like, oh my God, where's my unkillable more discard of 50 stave stacks?
Yeah, why don't I have a 0 save? Why is my save not 0? Why?
But it's all here. So it's like, oh, look, I can get there and to get there. I can minimize the variance. And I have enough stuff to mean that my somewhat more lackluster looking minions cannot cut through you because you're low on save, you have no ward, you have crit to hit or something. It's like,
so for instance, things like Rodigus now, like if you have a unit, you could give it -2 to his ward, and then you have rend. He's not saving on anything. It's just straight damage.
It's amazing. It's a toolkit some people just don't have. It's like, oh, got to get through all those 5-up ward saves. You know, Hellsmiths, nothing like that. You know, other things, but nothing like that. No, like turnkey solution to situations. You know, I just, well, here's my jealousy talk, I guess. But
yeah, you really become the like Dos Equis guy commercial when you roll your dice after you have all of the abilities off. You just become that. I don't always, but when I do, I roll these dice and you die. You know?
Should we go into War Scrolls?
Yeah, let's do it. Are we going to talk about the big man?
I think we're going to talk about the big man. I know Jack just stepped out for a second, but I'd like to raise a glass in honor of Katakros.
Okay.
We're sending you off to the Undying Lands. Enjoy exile. You are now officially terrible.
Yep, I was here enough for that.
I mean, so, we're still going to see him on the board.
To you.
We know we're still going to see him on the board. Before we get into it, I still want to see somebody make a conversion where all of his little adjutants and everything are like disassembling and reassembling his plinth that he stands on, but they like catch him mid-act, and he looks like, both hands over his face, like, oh, they got me, I feel like that would be an amazing conversion.
So, yeah, I love mine. He's painted like Dr. Manhattan. He's pretty cool. It's one of my favorite models I ever painted.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah, he is way, way different. His health profile is the exact same. 20 wounds on a 3-up, 6-up base save, 4-inch move. He's now controlled 10. So he went out 5 control. He generates 10 RDP points a turn. So he is the most RDP in the whole army. Makes sense. He's Katakros. He's the Lord, the Mortarch of the Necropolis. His melee output dropped. It's the exact same, except his sword dropped 2 base attacks. His sword is one of the only things that kept crit 2 hits base. So it's now just 3 attacks, 3s, Ren 2, 3 to 5 damage, crit 2 hits. Still good, but it's just what his bracketed thing was. He now also no longer brackets.
Which is so much nicer to not keep track of, to be honest.
I mean, he never bracketed to begin with because he was unkillable. So that was the thing.
That's true. That's very true.
And then his Retinue Blades is the exact same 10 attacks, 3s, 4s, Ren 1 damage, but it lost crit 2 hits. Output down. He no longer has his pretty much all his abilities changed.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it sucks.
I don't think it sucks. I think he's so different in such a point sync, and he's killable now. He's actually killable now.
I wouldn't say he's different.
So I'll put it this way. So I've gotten Caddy down halfway by throwing half of my army into him while he's super buffed up, and it's like a gamble play, right? But on his strike back, because he's damaged, he's an absolute monster. Right now, if he's not protected, if he's played like old Caddy where he just holds one side of the field, he can go down without having that super attack buff, right?
Yeah.
Which is where I see like his role changes. He's actually a commander. He's like what's his name?
Oh yeah.
From Hedonites. I'm
gonna give you a better analogy for him.
Oh, give me.
He's Zap Brannigan now from Futurama.
Conversion.
He's gonna sit in his chair and demand that Kip and all the other people do his job, and then he'll step in at the last second and look good.
And it'll be like, "Do you want some champagne?"
He also has the short shorts like Zap Brannigan.
He doesn't have any shorts, man. He's just got a cod piece.
Well, he has like a little cod piece that looks like his spacesuit shorts.
Yeah. As far as like his abilities, I mean they're good. Add 3 to control scores for visible friendly Ossiarchs, Bone Reapers.
If they used
RDP, which it's gonna be something you want to use if you're like charging in and you want to have those extra bonuses, right? The combat phase, he can if it's not in combat, pick a unit wholly within 12 that is, which means again, I feel like this guy now works in a Mortarch blob list, probably more than any other list that hasn't used RDP. You spend that equal to the target's health characteristic, and if it's reinforced, you add the 2, but it can use 2 fight abilities that phase. And it gets the strike last at the second. Again, this is super good for Mortec Guardless, right?
It's good for Mortec. I'm happy that you can't make Archive fight twice. You can't generate 12 RDP.
Happy about that.
His command point snipe thing is kind of different. It's kind of cool. I think I like this one more. Just pick an enemy unit. Just any hero phase, you pick a visible enemy unit with an 18. 3-up, can't use commands till the rest of the turn. I think I like that one more.
I think, again, that rolls into a heavy Mortec Guard Derp Turtle list, Yeah. Like, him with them, they can grind down anything, given enough time.
Yeah. I think his last thing is you dare once per battle at the start of any turn. You can use the ability only once in the game. If at least half the units from your starting army have been destroyed, you double his attacks essentially.
Yep, and that's where it's like. That's where I feel like again Mortec Guard, right? If you're gonna be using him, they're gonna have the same move. Blob them up with him. They're going to be the most effective when you're running the old school blob style. We go up to the middle and then everybody else does things on the side. I don't think it's the best way to play this book. And I agree with you. I think RIP, already dead guy, but like
if 500 points.
I mean,
I'm raising an eyebrow if he's 440, 450. I'm like, okay, maybe.
Yeah.
But right now, no.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I hate the I hate the half the starting unit dying thing. I hate those conceptual abilities. It's just like, I don't want a random brick of text on my thing, which only matters if I'm getting my teeth kicked in.
No, I get that. I think those kind of gimmicks in general, where it's like, oh, I'm getting hurt, I'm now a better fighter, are also bad as well, because it's like, how do you even put those points in? Because that's an entirely situational boon, right? It could be end of game, and you have done everything, you've punched above your weight, you suddenly get to Katakros, and he's the only thing standing in your way from like one victory point. Is that one victory point worth how much was he before? He was like 400 something?
He's 540.
Before the
540,
change?
560. 540 or 560. He's in the 500s.
It punished you for doing any kind of attacks against him previously.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't make it feel like he's just this thing that you have to avoid. It's actually interactive. So I think that's overall better for the game, to be honest. Like, I do understand the idea of like that. Okay, crap. Half my army's gone. I have this once per turn thing that I can do. The fact that it's once per turn, though, means that they can actively like assign points to it. So
yeah, I think too, like a lot of the other units that want to take advantage of the +1 wound combat phase RDP ability, you can't use that and this. It's this or that.
Yeah,
which I think is good for the game at whole, but it makes this also worse.
Yeah, it's a disappointing trade-off when it has to happen, but
yeah,
like you were saying, kind of has to happen to be good for the game, right?
Should we talk about, let's flip the page, go to Arkhan. Boy howdy, what a glow up.
Man, I never know how to feel about him.
He's the hottest thing right now that everyone's talking about in the book. He's so good. I
feel like he should just be with vampires still, but I get it. Yeah. The old Hammer player in me goes, what? Every time.
Yeah. I still have my foot Arkhan.
Oh, I love that model so much.
Yeah, he went up 50 points, so he's what, 440? Let me double check. 440.
He is worth the points. He is 100% worth the points.
So he's typical Mortark, 14 wounds, 12-inch move, 3+ save, 3+6 up, control 5. He does generate you 3 RDP if you choose. His base staff lost its crit 2 hits. It's now 4 attacks, 3s, 4s, 1 D3 damage. Good. His mount is 5 attacks, 4s, 2s, rend 3, 3 flat damage. Brackets at 10 health to go to 3.
Normal.
Fantastic.
Yep.
He kept his, if he casts a spell, he heals 1. After the spell's resolved, he's still a 3-cast wizard. Fantastic. He got a sweet rampage, which I honestly didn't play much Arkhan. I couldn't tell you if that's what it was previously, but now it's you roll a bad D3, and you add 1 if it's a wizard or a priest, and on a 2-up, you add that many attacks, that number to the roll, to the number of the roll to the attacks of the mount. So if it's a wizard or a priest, which a lot of big centerpiece models are, this ability can't fail because it's a D3 +1 to the roll. So you're getting minimum 2 attacks.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. His mount rips. If imagine running in with 9 attacks and you're like, okay, I'm just going to all-out attack and just have this monster just eat something.
Yep. Run 3, damage 3, and nothing.
Yeah. And you're stripping wards from your, fantastic. His
reaction
spell ignore is a lot better now.
Yeah, it's
Holy
so
shit.
dumb. Oh my god, it's so dumb.
So it's now once per turn reaction to an opponent declaring a spell or ability within 18. So the 18-inch bubble is still the same for this.
Mm-hmm.
Then you roll 2d6. If the roll exceeds the casting roll, then the spell's unbound. If its effect is not resolved and the spell ability cannot be used by enemy units until the start of your next turn.
Yep.
So we can break this down in so many different ways. The spell doesn't have to be successfully go off for you to use this ability. They could fail their spell roll and you could use this.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine you're playing Sylvaneth and they have a wizard within 18 and he casts Tree Song. It's like his first spell of the phase. And he rolls like a 4 and you do this ability and you beat it. His entire army can't cast Summon a Tree until your next turn. So that means his entire faction gimmick is gone.
But also there's the other side of that too with the trees analogy, which is that's the unlimited spell.
Yeah.
You can knock out unlimited spells from a double. Like let's say you get doubled. What are they going to do? Yeah.
Huge.
It's insane.
Huge.
And you double, right? Nothing.
Yeah.
It's nuts. It's nuts.
It's nuts. Yeah. That right there is, I think, 100-point ability.
Mm-hmm.
And then he kept his War Scroll spell Cursiers. It's almost the same. It got a little better. So it's still the casino. So it goes off on a 7. So it's 10 dice, 6s, and then 5. 6s, you get a point. Then you roll those 6s, you get 5s. Then you roll those 5s to get 4s and 3s and so on. But if you hit the number 8, the unit's automatically destroyed.
Yep.
So 100% of the time it's going to kill your opponent's unit. That's what I'm hearing. 99 the point cost.
99% of the time, it works every time.
I played this in once. I've played one game with the new book already, just because I'm testing for my GT and I still was playing old book until yesterday. But I did have this auto kill unit in my game, and it was on the countercast in my opponent's turn.
Yeah,
and it was sweet.
Yep, it's pretty painful. Pretty painful to see.
I don't really know what else we can say about Arkhan other than he's fantastic. Take him.
He is a Wizard 3, which is super rare as well. So like, it's worth noting that like he is a powerhouse everywhere. It's not just like he's got I'm a Wizard 1 or I'm a Wizard 2. He's like, no, I'm going to throw everything out there. This is again your secret guy for. Let's say you have a spare turn where you just want to get those 5+ crits. That's all you need. He's your guy. He's got you. He does have fly though, so remember that
he's a big monster.
He can't be hidden. So
he's good. He's totally worth the points. Take him.
Yeah.
Next guy in the book, Nagash.
Mm-hmm. The real big guy.
Kind of skim over it. He stays the same. I think he is better in OBR because you no longer have to have him stay. If you're playing a Nagash list in OBR, you no longer have to stay next to him to give the auras. It's now board wide. He can kind of hang out and do whatever he wants. He's good. I think there's some Nagash lists that are there. He's Nagash.
I think
you're playing him to play Nagash.
Yeah,
there's no other reason.
And he takes over the role that previously, Caddy would have had, where it's just an immovable bastion that moves up one side of the field.
He's cool.
Yeah, he's Nagash. He's too expensive for a 2K point game for me, but
yeah. Next we have the Cavalos, the Leech Cavalos. So we're looking at 6 RDP on this character. He's pretty much the same: 10 health, 10 moves, 7 health, 3 up save, 2 controls, 3 up, 6 up. His attacks are still, 5 attacks, 3s, 4s, rend 1, 2 damage, plus 1 damage on the charge. His companions, 4 attacks, 5s, 3s, no rend, 1 damage. This guy is. We'll go over his stuff here in a few. He he's a very polarizing character in this book. Full kind of pause on this character. He's very good. He has 2 abilities. One of them is you can pick a friendly Death Rider unit wholly within 12, and it can move 12 instead of 10 with its ability called Death Wedge. We'll go over Death Wedge here in a few. It is a very pivotal ability in this book. You'll see that happen a lot.
But then remember that 12 can also turn to a 15.
Yeah. And then his other ability is he can chain it. He can chain fight from KDR. So no. Death Wedge is a little different. So we'll go over Death Wedge when we hit the Death Riders. Then we have the new character, the Leech Cavalis on Chariot. Or I'll say this about the Leech Cavalis on a horse. You're probably going to see him taken a ton. He is very, very good. KDR are now 150 as opposed to 200. They lost a lot of abilities. They're getting some abilities. So now essentially when you're playing, you get this guy essentially for free if you're playing 3+ Cavalos units. So very, very good character. Very good for the Impervious Will ability. Artifact we talked about where he can't be hit on anything less than 5s. Makes this guy very tanky and very, very good. But his ability, his greatness comes in when we get to the Death Riders, which will happen shortly after the characters. Then we have the new character on Chariots, the Leech Cavalis on War Chariot. First off, 10 out of 10 model. Just looks fucking cool.
Yep.
He's slightly tankier, 12 health on a 10 move, 3+ save, 6 up ward, 2 control. Output's okay. 5 attacks, 3 4s, rain 1, 2 damage, +1 damage on the charge. Same exact profile as the Leech Cavalis. Then he has the Chariot attacks, so 6 attacks, 5s, 3s, no rend, 1 damage. He has an interesting ability that happens in the move phase. You pick the units in combat, and you can pick him and up to 2 friendly non-hero chariots. And they can that are wholly within 12. They can do 1 of 2 abilities. They can make a pile in, or they can pick an enemy unit they're in combat with and roll D3 on a 2-up. You flick bad mortals. Cool, not bad. His combat phase ability, you can pick it's any combat phase once per turn army, so you can't have multiple chariot characters do this. Declare pick this unit in combat. If it has charge, then you can pick up to 2 friendly Cavalis War Chariots that have charge this turn while they're wholly within 12 of combat, and they get a 5 board. He cannot target himself with this. Kind of sucks. I think you'd want him to have a 5 board and maybe a chariot 5 board, but
I mean, you could still throw the hit only on 5s on this too. So
yeah, but that ability only goes off. It happens if they don't charge.
So that can still, I think,
and this ability can only happen if it charges.
If it charged, I'm thinking more of the grind them to dust, right? Because you've already charged at that point. You're going to last through a combat. You're stuck in. Maybe you want to kill somebody, and this is any movement phase. So you can either break out on somebody else's, or open yourself up, because it doesn't say when in the movement phase, before your move or after your move, right?
I think it's big too. This guy can also be taken. Both these characters can be taken as sub-commanders. So that is a very relevant thing in the book. Then we get to the other new character, the Liege Mortek, the guy on foot. He has 120 points of just all stomps.
Yep.
5-inch move, 5 health, 3 up save, 6 up ward, 2 control, generates you 5 RDP for only 120 points. If you are taking big characters or something, cool. He generates 5 RDP. That's not nothing. It's, if you don't want to take the horse characters or the chariot characters for the 7 or 6, it's fantastic. Also, very good at holding the not charging, because this guy wants, as we get reading his ability in just a second, he doesn't want to charge. He just wants to sit there, dish out the mortals from the will, or the shard, and then just sit there and not be killed with the will.
Yep.
Pretty decent melee attack, 5 attacks, 3s, 4s, rend 1, 2 flat damage. For a foot character, it's pretty not bad. I'm not complaining. For 120 points,
he's on par with like a lot of the like Nurgle fighty characters, I would say, as far as his output. But man, his reaction.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing everyone's talking about. So if he fights, he can pick a unit within 12 that is not used in attack, and they can. So you can pick Mortek Guard, Mortek Triaxes, the bows, or the Mortek Crawler. So the Mortek Triaxes or the Crawler can shoot in the combat phase after this guy attacks.
So crazy. The one thing that I had to like stop those stupid things. The one thing I had to stop those stupid things. Charge him. It's gone. It's gone now. It's gone.
Yeah.
Some bitch.
Very good.
Yep.
Tractors are essentially, I know we haven't got to them, but probably everyone knows what they are. They're essentially Blitzbarb archers.
Yep.
So they can shoot in the shooting phase, and then you can attack with this guy and shoot them in the combat phase.
Yep.
So fucking brutal.
And even like you can do that on your opponent's turn, right?
Yep.
Yeah, once per turn army. So you can shoot twice in your opponent's turn.
Reaction,
and yeah, that's going to be a lot of really sad Ogroid Therodons. I can say that.
Yeah, I would say so.
Then we can get to Arch Xanthos, the named horse guy.
Mm-hmm.
Huge glow up.
Yeah.
He's like, what, 200? Xanthos is 220, so he went up 30 points. So very similar health profile. 10 move, 8 health, 3 up save, 6 up forward, 2 control. This guy gives you 7 RDP. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So he's 1 more health than the regular guy. His lance is 5 attacks, 3 3s, rend 2, 3 damage, plus 1 damage on the charge.
But it can be so much worse.
Yeah. His profile for his horse is 4 attacks, 5 3s, no rend, 1 damage. Great. This is a big base. Once per battle in combat phase, you can just make everyone in combat them strike last.
Yeah, he's in a 60. Is he on a 60 or a 50? He's on a 60.
He is on the 80 millimeter.
So he's on the 80.
It's big. It's fat.
Oh, wow.
So imagine this guy's rolling into your opponent's line, just everything you have strikes last. And there ain't a damn thing you can do about it.
Sadness. It's all sadness.
Indeed.
And then we get to our second Relentless Discipline ability, where he can just pick a unit of Cavalry unit and just give them +1 damage on the charge. So your normal KDR lost +1 damage. It's pretty good.
So gross.
Yeah. I think he's great. Do you want to read Vok? Vok's pretty good. I like him a lot.
Sure. I actually didn't even look at him, so this is going to be new, because I just always assume he's either insanely good in one thing in particular or useless.
Insanely good.
Vok's got the 5 health, 5-inch move, which is a little strange. 4+ save and 2 control. He does have shooting. He's got the Gaze of Death at 12 inches. 1 attack, 3s to hit, 2s to wound, 1 rend, and D6 damage for some almost Zinchian output there. And then Staff of Retribution for melee is 3 attacks, 4s and 3s, rend 1, D3 damage, your standard wizard attack. And then he's got some interesting stuff here, apparently. In the enemy hero phase, he can use the Voice of Nagash, picking a visible enemy unit within 12, and they cannot be the target of or be affected by any non-core abilities used by other enemy units for the rest of the turn. That is huge.
Such a combo breaker. Such a combo breaker right there.
Huge, considering like running into that with like Stormcast. I can't remember the name of that chamber.
Yeah.
That'll really shut you down. And then he's got, in your hero phase, you can cast a spell on a 6 to get a mortal contract. And it involves picking a visible enemy unit within 18 inches. And until the start of your next turn, each time the target is picked to use a core ability, you roll a D3 as a reaction. And on a 2+, inflict an amount of mortal damage equal to the roll. If it's destroyed by this ability, do not resolve the effect of the core ability, which is just like the icing on top.
It's just so funny, right, to think about. Like, that's the most common thing where someone's gonna come charge you. You tag it with this. You're gonna move. You're gonna charge. You're gonna attack. There's 3d3, 3 dirty d3s, but that's a start.
So gross.
Yeah. His goal's great. He's still wizard too. For what, 140 points? How do you say no to this guy?
Yeah, it's kind of a crazy deal. He is 2? Yeah, he's 2. Oh, that's great. That's wild. That is wild. I mean,
yeah.
I know why I wouldn't take him. It's because I would forget. So, like, that's...
I've been playing a lot of Throckmorton for a while. He's really good. He's actually won me both my golden tickets, so...
Nice.
He has a soft spot for me.
I mean, and also, like, he has the added benefit of being able to just lie on his back and cross a river at any point in time, too, right? So there's also that.
Ooh, I didn't even think about that river meta.
Yep. Boat in McBoat. It's funny.
Next, we have the Soul Mason, Chair Pope. He is the exact same. He lost his chair attacks, but other than that, he's the exact same. He's Wizard 2. Gives you 2 RDP. So it's the fight first spell. Great.
Super good. Got nothing bad to say about him ever.
Nothing wrong with that.
He needs to. He's always skipping leg day though. He needs to get off that chair.
Yeah. Then we have the Ossifector, who's almost the same. He changed a tiny bit, so he can now give the Crawlers or the Harvester +1 rend on a 3-up as opposed to just the Orkai. Cool. Yep. Also, I mean, he's not bad if that's what you want to do. But as we're going to start seeing with these characters, a lot of subtle things that they don't pick up. These guys now fly.
Yeah, which is weird.
Can't benefit from obscuring terrain now. They have fly.
Yeah, which means like the only time I see him again is in another Mortek Blob list where he would actually do very well, right?
Well, you can now just pick them out. They fly. They can't benefit from anything.
You sure? Within 3, even a character?
They get the normal lookout serve.
But they get the normal lookout serve, but you can still pick them out within 12.
Yeah, which is easier to do in so many lists.
That is easier to do.
Yeah. I think, and then we go to the Soggy or the Bone Shaper, who I will say this is the first Soggy War Scroll that became permanent. So it's he can now recycle for 1 CP Mortek, so Mortek or Triaxes, so the new bow guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little different. It's just outside. It's just not in combat wholly within 12. So you can put him at 3.01 inches away, which is kind of cool. It's kind of different that it's not outside of 9.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of sweet. And then non-heroes get the 3 extra rally while they're wholly within 12. Which is great. He went up in points, but he's great.
That is awesome support character. Also does not have fly and is a wizard. So super cool.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Soul Reaper, dog doo-doo now. He now flies. He's no longer a 90-point wizard that gives -1 to wound. I mean, he still gives the -1 to wound while in combat. He now can inflict mortals in the combat phase to give you a D3 number of RDP abilities. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't chain activate to give +1 to hit and subtract to wound. You'll never see him.
I mean, he looks like he could somehow actually pop off in combat, with 4 attacks, 3's to hit, 4's to wound, rend 2,
He's
D3
spicy.
damage, and crit 2 hits. I mean, he could pop off in combat. I think it depends on how much he'd cost in points, which
He's 150.
Yeah, that's too much. I'd say like
Little pricey,
130, 120 is where I'd feel comfortable with it.
Oh, sorry,
It's
he's
interesting.
130. He's 130. He went up 40 points.
I feel comfortable with it, but it feels like he doesn't know what he wants to do. You know what I mean? It's one of those war scrolls where they're like, crap, we made too many infantry filler characters over the course of the years, and this guy's got to, reap the benefits.
Oops.
Dad joke of the day. Let's get to the meat and potatoes, though. Let's get to the war scrolls that are really scaring me, actually.
So we have the chariot, the Cavalry's war chariot. So the non-character chariot. 10 health, 10 move, 3 save, 6 up ward, 4 attacks, 3s, 4s, rend 1 damage. Doesn't have +1 damage on the charge. Kind of lame. 6 attacks for the chariot, 5 3s, no rend 1 damage. It does pick an enemy unit's charge. It does good D3, and then you can do the kickflip, the belt nose kickflip.
Yeah, cool. For those who don't know the belt nose kickflip, it's you remove this unit from the battlefield and set it up again within 1 inch of the target. That's where these guys scare me. It's any combat phase for now, so that means your entire army can now use the chariots as 10 health screens. What's the size of these units? Is it just 2? I think it's just 1. Oh, is it just 1? Even then, turn that base sideways. You've got a nice little unit of screens. They're now getting bounced around to the back of the army. There's nothing in here saying that you can't tie up another unit and then give them a ward save. Like, bam. And then you have room for your Cavalos Death Riders as well, right? As long as you get 1 in.
Yep.
Like, just so nasty. There is also the once per turn army shooting phase, which is kind of hilarious.
I like this ability.
It's super good. It rolls right into that same thing I was talking about, right? If I'm going to go ahead and kickflip over and tap another unit, I want to make sure that I shoot that unit, and then that huge screen of whatever it is that they have lined up, or let's say, I don't know, Scythe's Kurnoth, right? Now only have 1 guy in range to hit me.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's super huge. That kind of tech is insanely scary. I love it. They're so good.
I think
it's true.
Tiny too expensive in points.
How much are they in points?
The chariot is 170. I don't like it at 170.
Yeah, 170 is a little scary. Like I don't see it going under 160 though, just purely because of like the tactic that I just talked about, being able to pull that off like over and over and over, right? You can stop an entire army with 3 of these if you wanted to.
I don't think so. Here's the thing. We should talk about the Death Riders because they're right next to this, because the reason you don't want to take this unit is because you want to take the Death Riders.
I want to take both.
I do like the idea of the tech. I mean, I know we're about to go to Death Rider land, but just looking at the dream for a moment, there are just so many fun things with this chariot. I mean, being able to do the pinning thing after you've been stuck in combat with him, especially off of a counter charge.
Cool. Well,
seems so fun.
Yeah. So I know we're going to go, and I'm going to tack onto that, right? So if we were to go down to that one chariot leader and 2 of these chariots, we'd have the full benefit of everything for admittedly, what is that, 600 points? Somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But that's like your pin, right? Where the Death Riders and everything else can just follow in. And this is me speaking as I'm not even looking at the wizards. I'm just looking at pure fast, right? Not the best idea, not the most competitive, but most fun for me would be you're all stuck. Now the Death Riders.
I will say I do like the chariot, non-chariot character more. I do like the actual chariot. I think the non-pylon thing is huge. I think it's about 20 points too expensive. I think it's okay going down in points because it doesn't have damage too.
Oof.
I think if it had damage 2, I would question it. But because it doesn't, I don't think it's an issue.
I guess. I mean, I compare this to other chariots that I look at, right? And other chariots from other books don't have half of what this can do in the right situation. So I think it's
I don't disagree with that. Yeah.
170 feels expensive, like in the context of just like looking at a chariot model and going, why is that chariot 170? But when you compare like its potential damage output with the D3 from this charge, the 5 and up shrug that you can get to it, like this is a combo machine with the character, right?
Yeah, just the tech, you know. I mean, I always go back to the humble chariots of like the chaos.
Slaves of Nexus chariots are like they should 90 be 70 points now.
D3 damage, nothing else. There you go.
Yeah,
you like can get down there, please.
If this came down to 150, I want my damn chaos chariots to be like make them 60 or something. Like so like even the alternate build, like those guys have cool, interesting tech, but nothing like this. This is insanity. This is the one that made me stop and go, oh, this is really scary.
The Death Riders, the War Scroll of the book, they have fundamentally changed. So they're still 3 health, 10 move base, 4 up save, 6 up board, 1 to control. Their profile, their attack profile is the exact same, except the fact that they lost crit 2 hits and +1 damage on the charge.
Mm-hmm.
They no longer do impact mortals. Now they have this sweet ability called Death Rider's Wedge, which was mentioned on the Leech Cavalist. So instead, if this unit charges this turn, pick an enemy unit that's in combat with it, and then you can also pick a Leech Cavalist within this unit's combat range to be the friendly target. You roll a D3 mortals, good D3 mortals, and they take an additional D3 mortals if you have the Leech Cavalist. So it's going to be 2 D3 good mortals against it. And then both units get a move, 12 inches or 10 inches, 12 inches if you have Leech Cavalist. This happens instead of fighting. So it's not before the combat phase, it happens in place of the combat. So here's the thing, which some people are kind of talking about. Some people think it's really good. Some people are like, okay, it's so-so. I think it's above average. This ability is not once per turn.
Yeah. I was about to say, that's free movement. That's free movement into the back line. That's scout.
So or just back. So you can do 2d3 if you have your Leech Cavalist. Doesn't have to be in combat with the enemy unit.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to be right there. He's going to run up, not even charge, run up and be within combat range of this unit. And then you're going to use this ability. This unit of Death Riders is going to go do whatever it wants, tag an objective, get behind the counter, score scout, go back, play screen. Or this unit, and then the Leech Cavalist is going to move 12 inches to another unit of Death Riders. And then you're going to do that again.
It off.
And you could do this infinite times. So you just need to touch the tips.
I mean, you could essentially get that off in multiple situations too, where let's say you just want to set the Cavalist Death Rider in the middle and then have them all hit the edge of a wider formation too. Like for me, this is scout. This has scout tactics written all over it. Because immediately, if you manage to chain this off 3 times, you've got scout. You've already got a 10-inch move, then you have a 12-inch move after that. There's no way you're not going to be in your opponent's field or outside of your own deployment. It's huge. It is huge.
It's fantastic. I mean, it's a great ability. We're going to see a lot of people run Death Rider spam, probably 4 units of MSU Death Riders. Mm-hmm. You could even play a unit of 10 with the Soggy Spelllord, give them +1 attacks or 4 attacks, use the RDP from the Leech to make them damage 2. So that's 41 attacks at damage 2.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
You could bring them back with the Soggy spell or spell. We'll bring one back, or Nagash can bring one back. You keep bringing them back. They have that hit, sweet 3 health. You could bring them back, do the rally 9 with the Bone Shaper. Fantastic. Like, this unit can do everything. And they're 150 points. Who cares if they die? I mean, they're just absolutely insane.
Yeah, there's a lot of utility there. It kind of just is a lot of replicatable. I can be wherever I need to be. I can be whatever I need to be on in the tabletop or tactics and stuff like that. So hard to not see how people would gravitate to that.
Then we go to Mortet Guard. Mortet Guard lost Ethereal. Fundamentally different. There's still 1 health, 4 move, 4 up save, 6 health, 6 thing, still 2 attacks, 3 4s, no rend, 1 damage, but they have anti-cavalry now. It's supposed to anti-charge. So you can kind of potentially stack 2 rend from anti-charge if you want to pick the sub-faction. But now they have a sweet ability, which is any time an opponent does an attack, if they're within combat range, you can subtract the rend. So shooting phase, combat phase, either phase, if they're in 3 inches, you can just go your -1 rend.
Nice.
So pretty spicy. I think an army always wants to use 10 of these. They're dirt cheap. Blocks are way different though. Yeah, fantastic. We have the cohort. They're 90 points. They're the Warcry Warband. They're 8 guys. Their attacks are decent. They move 7. I think they're worth taking. They're a beast now, which is kind of weird. An undead beast. Neat.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Their melee profile doesn't really matter. But now they get a pre-game move as opposed to the teleport. Kind of sweet.
That's useful sometimes. I mean, just being able to get something up in the mid-world.
And then any hero phase, they can move 3 inches and they can move into combat. Kind of cool.
Yeah, that's its own neat little thing. I mean, the murder lusting never stays at that.
Yeah, and if it was in combat, it must stay in combat. So kind of cool. Then we have the new Traxes, the bow guys, the big thing.
Those are really neat to me. I just love looking at that profile. The fact that they're not super swift, but they have like that good high volume, do some damage kind of fire. But then they have that ability coming off the braziers. I mean, what is it, Alex? It's like 3s and 4s, right, to do the wounds, run -1.
So it's 18. It's 2 shots, 18-inch range, 3s, 4s, rend 1 damage.
So like not nothing.
Fantastic. Not great start. It's Blizzbard, essentially.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And then they get 2. They're 140 for 10, which is not bad. Every 10 gets 2 Balefile Brazers. They're like little tokens. And then when they do a shooting ability, if they all shot the same target, you place the Brazier token next to it. And then it gives the unit -3 to control. And essentially they can't heal or return slain models. So alone is just, it just happens. That just happens.
That's the best one. That's the best thing about that. Just like, because you can pepper something, but to know that you're not going to have it rallied right back. Amazing.
Can we call this the token edition? Because there are so many tokens in the game now.
It's true.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
I find the tokens, total aside, but sometimes a little bit confusing, like with the Hellsmiths or with the Gong guys and like in the normal units of Infernal Guard. And it's so annoying because it just looked like a normal model. You have to be really careful about its placement. Just trick yourself.
I'm not sold. I'm going to do a lot of testing, but I'm not 100% sold on 20 of these at 280. The big thing people are taking is, and I'm not sure if this is even going to last the FAQ, which we're supposed to get when this episode drops. The soggy spell or the soggy subfaction drill masters, it lets you take +1 to wound as one of the old RDP abilities to this unit, and it doesn't say just combat. So this unit can be 3s and 3s.
A little bit better. A little bit better.
Little bit better at 41 shots, and then you could 41 shots in the combat phase.
Yeah, because of the character, which is a little crazy.
So, and this unit can also use the ward stripping RDP ability. I really like at least just one of these. There's like one 10-man unit at just being around, just to kind of give mind control, not healing, not reviving. I like it.
That's honestly what's so fun about it, just to reach out and have that utility kit. Oh, sorry, Matt, I interrupted you.
No, you're good. I don't know why. I got to be the contrarian guy. I feel like I like 20, but I like them in that original caddy idea of all more tech guard, a giant big block, doing the old school big blob. But outside of that, like, I agree. I don't know if that would justify the loss of the other movement that you can have in the list to go out and get objectives and everything if you're to go and blob it up, right?
It feels like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but there's enough points to have a bit of it all, right? If you want to play Roman Legion, which is kind of what the Bone guys do, 140 for 10, one reinforced unit or 2 units of 10 to be in different parts of the battlefield to like pop these functions. Still leaves you plenty to fill out with your characters and your combinations with like all the like Cavalry Death Riders and stuff. I mean, you tell me if I'm wrong, Alex, but I feel like you could manage that and just feel pretty good.
Yeah. You can also bring them back with the Bone Shaper now.
Yep.
I bet.
That's kind of cool. Yeah. I don't hate them. I think they're really good at 140. I don't like them in the obscuring mission pack we have at 280 for 20. But it's also very dependent. I think these things will, as I mentioned earlier, will excel more in teams events where you can have your teammates help dictate you away from obscuring maps.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Here's a question. Fun question. Just still thinking about the archers and guys putting their rules Larry hats or rules precision hats maybe. If you shoot one of those units with like a death revive ability, one of those annoying things with these, you raise them up. Does that negate the revive ability? Like, would this stop Alariel from coming back, or would this stop like one of those Phoenix Gem style? I lose my last move, then I get them back kind of things. Because that would be really neat.
I think you can roll Alariel after that for every turn, can't you?
You can roll. So this wouldn't stop Alariel.
Because she's removed from the board.
Okay, yeah. Yes. She's removed from the board and the token's no longer on her. This wouldn't stop things like the Seed of Life that instead of dying, they stay on 1 health. Because they're not dead. This stops things like Nighthaunt Recursion from the train pieces or Lady O. This stops things Soulblight dead in the water. This stops Tree Sylvaneth healing.
Totally those things for sure.
Healing. Yeah, but like the revives, no, it's like rally. You can't rally.
Yeah.
A lot of Soulblight is fucked.
Okay, yeah. So not a crazy tech piece for that stuff. I was just trying to think of the wording if it was like go down to 0 health and then heal back up 1 or something like that. Then impact.
No, I don't think there's any units that don't die. Yeah, I'm not.
That's sure. Okay. Still pretty amazing, but I was wondering if it was like super amazing because of that.
No, I mean, it's like crazy that it's not just that, but it's also -3 to control. It's like both amazing abilities.
It's like one more thing to make Fire Slayer players feel bad about running anything more than just Magma Droth.
Yeah. Like everything's wild. A beast now in terms of its control score.
Every list I have built has at least 10 of these. I think that ability alone, because you don't even have to do damage to have that ability. It just happens.
Yeah.
Which feels real good. Just amazing. Yeah. Then we go to the other unit, or I guess the last unit.
The assassins?
Bone Reapers, the assassins, these guys are sweet. These are 90 points for 5. 2 health,
really?
6 move, 5 up on a 6 up, 1 control. There are 3 attacks, 3s, 4s, rend 1, 1 damage. Anti-hero, rend 1. Once per turn, army, end of the turn. If this pick an enemy unit that's in combat to be the target, roll a d3 on a 2+. You do bad d3 mortals, and this unit can move 6 inches, but it cannot end that move in combat. So it can ninja vanish out. Kind of cool.
And then it can super ninja vanish out.
Yeah, and then once per turn, army. So either turn, any movement phase. If there are no enemies within 6 inches, pick a train feature within 3 inches to be the target. And this unit can be set up wholly within 3 inches of the target and more than 9 enemy units. So you can flip on terrain pieces. At Northwest, our terrain here is huge for some reason. Not bad.
Mm-hmm. Again, this is like an early setup. 2 of these units, early setup for scoring scout. Your third scout, you can get by your 3rd turn with this army. Easy.
That plus the movement shenanigans plus the mortals. I mean, it's again. I mean, the theme is just toolkit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all the way through this. And how much is a unit of those? Is it 5 you get with them or 10?
90. This is ridiculous.
So 180. So here's the thing too. If you take the soggy sub-faction drill masters, these things are, 3/3s, rend 1, 1 damage, anti-hero, rend 1. That's 31 attacks with these guys for a 180-point squad. Mm-hmm. You can also use the spell lore to give them all +1 attack. So now you're looking at 41 attacks. These things will shred a character.
Yep.
Yeah. This is something we've seen before too, right? Any of these little squads that have those abilities sometimes end up getting, I don't want to say like overused, but they can become like a weird staple lineman unit because they're just so good against certain metas.
Yeah. I mean, they're 90 points too. Like they can serve the same purpose as like a chaos spawn, right?
Yeah.
They're almost identical to pre-nerf Von Grimms from the KO book. And we saw how those completely changed the meta.
That's exactly the sort of thing I was thinking of.
Yeah. An incredible unit. I bought 20 of them. I can't wait to build them all.
Nice. It's also worth noting the models themselves have a lot more character than a lot of the army, which
they look cool.
Is something to be said because the army has a lot of character.
Yeah.
So they're like they almost feel like they don't fit in because they have so much character.
Well, they almost look like they've been out in the world living a bit as bone, guys, rather than just like kind of like being put away in storage so they march out again after they've been reshaped.
It's true.
Yeah.
Shall we
go left
to the most PTSD inspiring units in the game from each edition?
Oh yes,
flipping between one or the other, or the other, or the other. It's always one or the other that causes people to pull their hair out.
Mortis Guard.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I love these guys. All Stars the Index. I've been running 9 for a while.
I'm so glad for this book. And I'm so glad that they have changed just minutely. Particularly something I'll talk about at the end of the book.
Mortis Guard are essentially the same profile for health-wise, or same exact profile health-wise. Melee attack is the exact same, except they lost 2 hits. They no longer give +1 ward, as we talked about. State stacking is gone. But now they have a sweet ability of once per turn, any combat phase, which I just want to say, and as we've been getting it on all these new books, I'm really happy that all these powerful abilities are once per turn.
Yeah.
I think that's a great way for them to balance spam.
And to like double down on that, like I'm really glad that some of the units that didn't start out with that, you know exactly which ones are going to get that in the facts and their erratas, right? So like I'm so happy they're keeping it up. Right. It's really cool to
So
see.
now in the combat phase, they pick an enemy unit in combat. That's and that charge this turn. So pick an enemy unit in combat that charge this turn to be the target. Other than companion weapons, weapon abilities of the target no longer have effects. Sweet. Your Vanguard that are coming in, no longer crit mortals, no longer +1 damage.
Yep.
Your Enlightened that are coming in, no longer, crit 2 hits. You're no longer +1 damage. Your Soggy Acolytes, which can get up to crit mortals, or Chosen, none of that stuff matters anymore. You lost it all.
Yeah, this is another unit where
Let's go.
high rend shooting and just avoiding combat. They're not as scary as they used to be. Again, I'll go into that at the end of the book. But
I think you always want to take at least a unit of 3.
yeah,
I'm pretty sold on a unit of 6 of them if you want to play something like Attuned. Like these, and then maybe like the Warcry Warband. Not bad to like take, or like a unit of 5 Reapers, just like flip off the objective. They seem like you're not going to lose the center with 6 of these things for a while.
You know what's just fun about the Immortus card though is like that ability. No roll, no nothing.
This happens.
Just happens. If they charge them and they're kind of stuck in the middle and you baited it, great. If not, counter charge, shut off the trick. No more kickflip, no more whatever, no more crits. Yeah. Utility's amazing.
I love it.
I do like that they're not
unit.
Rend 2 base, so they're not an insanely damagey output. Because there was a point in time where you wouldn't even look at Stalkers for damage at all, and you would just only use Immortus card, and it was. This feels more balanced. This feels like a rational unit.
Yeah, I like them. They're good. I think you always want to take a unit of 3.
Mm-hmm.
I do think the Immortus are way better than the Stalkers, though. Now, I mean, unless there's
Stalkers.
Stalkers. I don't know, man. I see that move 7 still. I see the weight of attacks. I see the rend. I still think they have a place. It's kind of weird that they lost their head turn ability, right?
Yeah.
Don't even feel like I'm playing Dark Souls 2 anymore.
But like I don't think Stalkers are bad. I think their points will justify their worth, which it sounds from your reaction there, Alex, that they are a little bit more expensive than they need to be.
I just don't like them. I don't know. They're they're still 140, so their health profile stayed the same. Their weapon profile stayed the same, minus they lost crit 2 hits. They now have a cool once per turn horde clearing ability that happens at the start of combat. So if you have a min unit, they horde clear everything on the unit on 6s. You roll dice for every model in the enemy unit. On 6s they take mortals. They're reinforced. It happens on 5s.
Oh, you know what, Alex? This is better than I thought because I misread that. I thought it was you just roll a number of dice equal number of models in the Stalker unit. 6 dice or 3 dice, whatever. But if this is the target unit, that's crazy.
I think they're good. They're obviously not like monster hunters, right? Which again, kind of sad that you can't flip their skills, but like they have a very defined role here. And it's weird because I haven't seen an actual like honest to goodness wade in and kill people. Overkill, I guess is a better way of saying it. For this army outside of this war scroll, like there's
your average is 7 on the reinforced unit versus 20 guys. So I mean, it's like.
It's interesting, right? Well, you take that example. So, okay, you live the dream. They come in, they fight, if they're reinforced. They get 7 wounds off of a 20-man, assuming that's down to 13 models, right? And then you're going to, 24, 25 attacks, 3s and 3s, rend 2, damage 1. I guess the rend 2 is nice to make sure you're getting through like some medium armor. It probably takes your typical 20-man pretty low because of that. I have to do the math out, but
so I guess I'm thinking of these guys as not like a main attack force. A doubled up unit of these is 280 points, right? So it's actually kind of really cheap compared to a lot of cavalry, right? They move 7. You can add the 3 to it, so you've got cavalry movement on them for this army if you want to spend the RDP. And what they used to be a very scary fast unit in second edition, and I think maybe even beginning of third, if I remember correctly. Yeah, because it's the same book. Where they could come up and decimate your screens that you were hoping to have saved for anything else. Because they move so uncharacteristically fast, they actually fall into that dragon ogre problem of the 8-inch movement, which is faster than you think it is. And so like I like them as almost a side quest unit on either side of the board. You know, I'm only 280 points. I know that's not 90 or 180, but like I can reliably go up the field, not commit to a main attack, but I can reliably cleanse the side of a board where I know that you have infantry. So I think like they work best defined by your deployment phase. It is still just, I'm not going to lie, it is disappointing to not see them be able to change to a Ren 3 or damage 2 or something like that. But Ren 2 base, and then the amount of mortals that they can throw out. Like, Rotbringers were going to be my only, like, oh, there's not really much here to deal with Rotbringers. These are the guys I would send into Rotbringers easily.
So it's a fair point. I mean, Rotbringers are what, 3-up saves? You know, so like just
3-up saves. Yep.
If you think about it, like, I mean, not necessarily counting for the ward, but you roll into a 20 block of a 3-up save infantry with these, which is that scalpel situation. You get 6 or 7 mortals, and then you do 6 or 7 more wounds through the saves because that Ren 2. Right there, you've done 2/3 of the unit, and now you're going to win an objective. You can basically take a slightly better health than average part of the board and maybe surprise people for cheap.
I mean, if you do any buffs on them whatsoever, they're going to turn into blenders, right?
Yeah.
Take your same soggy example for the Dread Halberd on the other guys and pop them up to what? Can you do like 5 or 6 attacks if you soggy them up?
You can get them up to 5 attacks, and you can all attack them. You can get them on 2s and 2s.
Yeah, so I think it's there. It's the damage 1 is always going to be like disappointing, I think.
Yeah.
I don't like them without the -1 to hit. I think I could see them in a world being there like in your screen with like the Soul Mason to like countercast strike first. I use that strategy a lot against like my index army tournament army. I was playing a 6. I like using them as my screen against like god monsters. Like Kragnos comes into my thing. They'll be Ren 3 strikes first. No wards. Like I'm just gonna kill you.
Yeah. I mean, to that same point, they can reliably hunt almost anything that has, that's been doubled up.
Yeah.
Like any reinforced unit or any 10-man base unit is gonna fall to these guys really quickly. Especially once you like strip a ward.
Maybe. Yeah.
130?
Yeah, I can see them at 130.
Ooh, I don't know, man.
Doing much.
I don't know. I think they're a sleeper. I'll say that. I'll just say that.
I can see that. I mean, they're not bad. But I don't think they're good.
In the context of the book, they're disappointing because, well, in the context of the book and the context of the history of the unit, they're disappointing.
Yeah.
But they have a very distinct role now. And I think, if I want to look at one unit that disappointed every second edition OBR player, it's going to be this unit.
That's fair. Let's go to the biggest disappointing units in the book now.
Oh.
More guests. These things are pretty bad now.
I'm here for it. These guys ruined my day over and over.
Everything in the book changed except for these guys. They're essentially the same exact, they're the same points, same profile. They still kept crit 2 hits, everything. The only thing that changed is the Archive can now has weird, if it got hit with a spell, it gets a power token. Now, just at the start of the hero phase, it can on 3-up give a wizard +1 to cast if there wasn't 12.
A little bit.
Everything changed, but these things stayed the same. They're the Matthew McConaughey from that one movie.
Failure to Launch.
These guys are, they're just
I don't know.
weird.
All right.
These things are dazed and confused. Yeah, that's what it is. They died at chip damage. I mean, they can still go off, but everything in the book changed and works differently with each other. But these guys are old and still, they were decent and suspect at best, but now they just don't interact with things really.
Yeah,
you can't save stack with them. You can't ward stack with them.
It makes them more honest. I'll say that. It makes the worst.
I'm okay with honest. That. They look cool on the table, but goodbye. Sorry, you're not going to be played much. You're bad.
I see. This is the thing. Like the profile at face value is still really good, and that's
terrifying.
It's something that you don't want to run into, and you don't want to be caught flat-footed on. But the bonuses that you used to be able to stack on these guys made them just like why play, right?
Yeah, they were immortals. Sit there literally.
So like I know it's another sad moment, but it's like, I don't care. They feel just as terrifying. They're just not like, cool, I'm setting my dice down, I'm done.
That fly.
Yeah. I still think the Morghast Harbingers have a place. I mean, I'm sure that there's probably a better list than just using them, especially given what we've been talking about. But on the face of it, like if you bring, what is it, 2, right? A 2-man unit for just some sort of min amount, they can hunt some stuff down with a 3 dice.
Oh, yeah, they're going to kill every touch.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
but then they're just going to die.
Yeah. Well, how about this, right? So just to be the contrarian, as I always am, Morghast Harbingers and a unit of Stalkers fully doubled up are going to be really hard to deal with.
Absolutely.
In general. And especially if you have a rend strip, or not a rend strip, or a ward stripping spell on something, right? Like those two in combination are actually kind of fucking terrifying because they're both going to have the same movement. You can make sure that you RDP yourself in the right situation where both of those hitting a charge on something on a double up unit, or like on a reinforced unit for at least the Stalkers, like that becomes like a hammer that nobody is going to expect coming.
It's true.
I don't think it's your best hammer, but it is like, holy shit, that's a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage.
Let's just explore like a little bit of a smoothie brain moment with them. I just want to play this out. So I don't think hard. I like my Morghast Harbingers. I painted a lot of them. So if someone just drops those in the table, right? A reinforced unit for 4. What's that now, Alex? Is it like
540?
Yeah, that's
a ton. Yeah.
So ton.
No, 500 flat.
500 flat. It's pretty expensive, but you're 24 health. You got your 10-inch move and all that stuff. So you could just pop the crit 2 hits spell, which becomes crit 2 hits on 5s, right?
I mean, they've already got the crit 2 hits, don't they?
That's right, yeah, but this spell gives you the 5s if you have that going. You give them the RDP to go 13, and you just like front of the line, 13 inches up, 3d6 charge, goes somewhere annoying, erase 300 to 400 points of something with an alpha strike, and then that's enough. That's enough so many times, especially if it's the wrong thing in the back line.
Yeah, because I mean,
I feel like the thing is like that's the same exact what they did now.
Yeah,
still good.
It's not bad. It's not bad, but it's the army is. It's not the same army. That's what I guess I'm trying to get at. Is it's they're playing chess still when we're all playing. It's like everyone, in your friend group has graduated to go to college or got real jobs, and these guys are still getting drunk on the weekends.
Hey man,
That's true.
Sometimes you're an archive and you got to do what you got to do, right?
Trust me.
The archive cake stand.
I think. No, again, I think a single unit of these and Stalkers would be the way to go if I was going to run it. And more so, like, they actually do damage as well, right? We were just talking about, like, okay, we don't have like reliable rend, we don't have reliable damage, we have a lot of pinpricks, right, throughout the army so far. These guys still do reliable damage at 3s, 2s, 2, and 3. And same with the Stalkers. I kind of like that.
Here's the thing with these versus things like KDR. I could take 3 units of KDR for the unit of a reinforced unit of this, and I'm doing 6 D3 mortals, and this unit's just getting 12 attacks.
That's true. I mean, no argument there. I think that's functionally the better move, no matter what. I'm just saying, if you have your 4, you just push them up.
I think it comes down to your list build when it really comes down to it. If you're not going wizard heavy, which I don't know if you're a weirdo like me, this and the Stalkers pretty enticing because that's dependable rend.
I will say this in agreement to your point. I think if you're a newer player trying to learn the army and the tactics, I think you should play a unit like these. You will have some experiences where you just get shut down with them, but they are more forgiving than some of the other weird, more complex tactics.
Yeah. It's just dependable. It's dependable. There's something to be said about dependable not setting everything up, right?
Yeah. The next guy is really cool with these, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the derp turtles. I love the derp turtles.
The harvester. It's fundamentally different. It's pretty cool. It's now 200 points. So its attack profile is pretty scary. Sit this thing in your screen, your castle, 6 attacks, 4s, 2s, written 2, 3 damage. Again, this thing is essentially 2 Archai by itself. It's now a war machine.
No dumb shooting.
No dumb shooting anymore. 10 health, 4 up. So this thing essentially by itself is 2 Archai. Pretty sweet.
Yep.
It's now revive is really cool. So it starts the game full, and then it can become full or empty. So once per turn at the start of any turn, so either turn, you can roll if any unit has been destroyed. Add 1 to the roll. If this unit, enemy unit, if an enemy unit has been destroyed, so you get a blood tithe from your opponent. Add 1 if this unit also fought. On a 4-up, this unit becomes full. This thing no longer now has to be the thing that kills something to resurrect things. It can just be in the backfield.
It just falls around, eats up them bones.
It up.
Yeah.
And then
your hero phase, it can just return something. It can either return a full model or up to 3 1 health models. So you can just return an archive.
There's a fun list in there. I mean, just like wandering around, you killed a few units at Archive, they're going to start taking damage. These things are around there too, fighting with them, just topping them off, making people split attacks.
Play Archive, you have to take this thing, which is the tax. But this thing's cool. I like it at 140.
Oh, it's only 140?
Oh, no, sorry. I like it at 200.
Oh, okay. I was about to say,
seriously.
It's sweet. I like it. I don't hate it. I think this is probably one of the units that is getting a lot of not being talked about. But and then we're coming on to our last actual unit, the Mortek Crawler.
Classic.
It's the same. Surprise. It's cool. It did technically get a buff because it can shoot in the melee phase if you have a Leech Mortek fighting and this thing fully within 12. So not terrible. Kind of gimmicky, kind of cool. I don't hate it. I don't like it at 250. I wish it was something like 240, 230, but then we're getting scary territory.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're approaching spam at that point.
Yeah. Still good, but not as good as it was in second edition.
All right. Now I think we talk about the biggest and the best thing, which we saved for last.
All right.
The terrain piece.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So good now.
So previously you're like, oh, this thing is big, it sucks. Now you're like, oh, this is big. So it's completely different. It no longer sucks. You will actually see this thing on the table now.
Yeah.
So it's 13 health on a 4-up save. It now has a melee attack. 2 attacks, 4s, 2s, Ren 2, 3 flat damage. It's kind of sweet. It's not nothing.
I'm still speechless over this thing. Go ahead, Alex. Sorry.
It's enough to plink damage if you're trying to throw a unit at it just to kill it over the course of a couple of turns. Like, it's enough.
You can't just freely charge this thing for movement now, just based off that. Now it has this sweet ability called Deathly Aura. Each enemy unit cannot be set up within X inches of the terrain feature, where X is determined by the current battle round as follows.
So
Turn 1 is 9, then 12, then 15, then 18, then 21. That is a huge bubble. This thing is 9 inches in diameter already. So you're looking at 18 inches on each side. That is a 36-inch bubble on turn 1.
It's honestly like stunning that they gave it this ability. I mean, I think you're right when you call it the best thing, Alex, because it's like such a solve for so much of what the game is. The game is using movement tactics and tricks and redeploys and summons or come out of the skies or crawl up from the earth to get in the backfield and steal objectives and be places you don't want you to be. And they force you to commit resources to stop that, generally by stopping things from popping up with 9-inch bubbles. And this is just like, one, it was weak before because you could just pop up and easily charge it because it was the size of a dinner plate, right? And now you can put down that dinner plate and literally secure your entire backfield from turn 1, essentially. I mean, you can jump down and charge at a 9, but turn 2 onwards, forget about it. You're basically locked out everything. Just go fight in the midfield. Don't worry about this back here.
Let's break it down even further. You can't teleport next to it. You can't set up next to it. You can't summon manifestations.
Yep.
You can't revive. You can't put a gnaw come out of a gnaw. You can't kick flip. Come out of a grave. You can't kick flip. On turn 3, if you have this thing in the center of the table or in your deployment on like 8 of the 12 missions, you can't set things up in the center of the table. So how you guys just went over the Tzeentch book, the uppy downy, get fucked.
I was about to say, I was like, it is 100% pure Nagash lore. They have meta-lored their way into this by saying, hey, we're going to drop this Tzeentch book, but Nagash is such a dick that he's going to come in and negate everything that just happened.
Hell yeah.
They like meta-lored.
The fact that it's on your back line is 27 inches on turn 1.
I mean, Sylvaneth players are...
You can't do anything. Obviously,
you want to do take your unit with your KO boat and do the transport? Sorry.
Yep.
There's so many things.
It's so game changing. I'm glad it has a 4-and-up save. I'll just say that. I'm glad it has a 4-and-up save. You can shoot this thing off the board if you need to. You're literally, well, you're not wasting. You're forced to waste that damage on this, and I think that's insanely good.
I mean, this should cost free.
This should cost points.
Maybe it'll be like 20 points, but I mean, let's just be real. The 20 points you're going to be forcing people to pay for this is essentially giving the OBR player 26 free health.
Oh yeah,
without rend, that they're just basically not going to be targeted to the enemy army if they want to have any options later, or not have this stuff like totally mess up all their mechanics. Like the Tzeentch player who's like, well, I want my pink cores to turn to blues and the blues into brims and not just have this unit die.
No.
Literally needs this.
I mean, this, I think Rocco and I were ahead of the curve when we were saying the birds, the Zangor lists on discs are the only way forward for a little while, because they're the only thing that I can see out of a Zinch list that really takes care of this. Because they've got the movement to get up there and the Ren to actually deal with it too. It's interesting. I'm not seeing a ward here either, so it's not as survivable as I would expect it to be at 13 health. But like,
they're killing this.
Yeah, it's going to ruin everybody's day. It's going to ruin every single person's day.
You know that experience you were talking about earlier, Alex, where like the first time you play OBR, like it's like you have like that moment. This is going to be the new version of that. The first time people play with this terrain piece, it's losing games.
I mean, also, if they're close enough to attack this, they're close enough in your castle in which they're not going to be able to. You're going to be able to hit them.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's completely game changing. Think of how many games you have played where it's like someone flipped an objective in your backfield by bringing a unit of flesh hounds back or something back on turn 5 or 6, and
then even
Alice
charging
and
your
Toll
terrain
can
piece.
suck it now.
Yeah. Well, there it is. MVP once again.
I do want to say that this makes up for the one weakness that I've noticed the army kind of fall into from a lot of people that have played OBR. And that's the recursion. There's a lot less recursion in this army than there used to be, especially for veteran players. But like all of the tools, if this army had recursion on top of it, I don't know how you would point this.
There's certain things you can get with like the Soggy spell lore. So if you look at like a lot of the things like KDR 3 health, if you have the spell, you can get one back.
Yeah, but it's not as insane as it used to be.
Yeah.
And so like I can see that being one of the negative things that a lot of people were saying about it that maybe aren't like OBR professionals, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And so like hopefully after this breakdown, like everybody understands how terrifying this book is, because they don't, if they had recursion on the level that they used to, if they had 2-and-up saves on the level that they used to, like I would give up. I would just give up.
It would be one of those things where you go to a tournament, you see like 4 of these and be like, well, I'll play my game, but uphill battle.
Yeah, we'd be back in 40K.
Yeah. Well, I think this is interesting. I know that there's some spicy hot takes internet that maybe didn't break it down this way, but I'm there with you guys. I think there's a lot in this book. Definitely skill variance. I mean, there's going to be someone who comes in and makes all the wrong choices of their RDP, but they're going to be playing those top table players, Alec, like yourself. We're going to do the right choices, and it's scary.
I think we're going to see a lot of Arkhan. I think we're going to see a lot of the Leech Cavalos, KDR, MSU units. I think we'll see some Leech Mortec mixed with Arkhan and some like almost like a Highlander list with like some Immortus, some Mortec, some Traxes, something. All like Vokmorton is better. He was really good. Both Xantos got to glow up. Both Cavalos got to glow up.
I see these Roman legions, Alex. They're going to be like little units and different functions doing cool stuff. It'd be awesome.
I mean, there's really only one useless war scroll in this book, and it's that Mortis and Soul Reaper. Everything outside of this book, I think, has use, depending on how you want to build this.
Will agree with that.
Yeah.
That I don't know. I feel like for the people who want to tech in and play it like you want to play it, it's going to be really hard. But there is, and I think I've gone over like starter lists for people who want to get into this army, like listening to everything from top to bottom. You can learn the RDP. You can learn all the ways that you can use it using a Mortec, using, if you want to use the big man himself, Cavalos Death Riders, for sure. But any of the other dependable stuff, that also works too. There is I don't know. Again, right back full circle to the start of this podcast. I have no idea how anybody can look at this book and not see the potential in here for not only like a beginner who wants to get good at the game and like learn solid fundamentals, but also like the terrifying things that you can do with this on a top table for a top table player. Like this is hands down the scariest book that they've put out to me. And then that freaking terrain is the icing on the cake, man. I'm so glad Beast of Chaos are
people
gone.
being afraid to change. People are just, they get so emotionally attached to how their units work fundamentally, and this book is just way in the future.
Change is good. Change is fun. You know, I mean, it's honestly the most entertaining time, right? When you have a book which flips the game a bit because all your models make you think new ways.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm here for it, guys. So there you have it, everybody out there in the internets. I think we've discovered that there is some secret sauce.
I think we've picked every bone. All the meat off the bones.
Man, I feel like that should have been the last word.
Yeah, it's got to be a bone pun.
Yeah.
That's a good bone joke.
Well, I don't know.
This book might be the one and only.
Hello, everybody. It is Rocco, your boy, coming at you once again with another Always Strikes Last promo. That's right. Ring that bell. Leave a like, a subscribe. You know, on whatever platform you're listening to us on, be it YouTube, be it Podbean, whatever you got these days, so you can keep up to date. Don't forget, we have the Patreon, if you want to, give us a thank you for all the stuff we put out. That gets you into our member-exclusive Discord. And if you want to be an even bigger supporter, we've got a merch store.